All right. So we're starting this off with an explanation. When I uploaded the second video of my Bengals franchise, I don't know what happened, but only 3 minutes of video made it, and it was supposed to be, I think, a 12-minute video. No, it was supposed to be like 15. Either way, I lost a ton of the footage. Whatever happened with it, I've decided I'm going to start fresh instead of just continuing off of the old one. So I'm switching to Madden 25, and I'm going to be doing a franchise with the Browns. Now, the reason I picked the Browns is one, I got a jersey for them, Jarvis Landry, if any of you remember him. But the reason I'm picking them is they are one of the worst teams in the league, regardless of how good their roster actually is. Deshaun Watson never was and never will be the guy who's going to get you a Super Bowl. So I am rebuilding all of this team except for Deshaun. He's going to stay on the roster for now because he's got a $96.1 million cap hit. So he's going to be staying on the roster for now just because I'm not taking that penalty hit. It's not worth it. Everybody else is free game to disappear. So we're going to start with free agents because I want to see who all is in here. I do have a general idea of the guys I do want to pick up. I want young guys that I can develop into superstars myself. I'm not keeping anybody higher than a 75 overall. 76 and up, you are on the trade block. And even then, I want to just entirely rebuild this whole roster. My first pickup out of free agency is running back James Robinson. Now, if any of you remember him in Jacksonville, his rookie season was great. He went for 1,000 yards as an undrafted rookie. I think he made the Pro Bowl, but he made the all rookie team, which was incredible. I think he was fifth in the league in rushing yards that season. And then Urban Meyer showed up and decided, no, I'm not using you, and drafted a running back in the first round. So I'm going to pick him up. I don't necessarily see another running back that I want, but I think I'll be fine with where I'm at. My next pickup is important to the offense I like to run. I like having a fullback, so I'm picking up Kari Blasingame to fill that role. All right, we're going to be picking up Boogie Basham Jr. to be our new starting right end, or at least for right now. He'll at least be in the rotation. We're going to sign Ambry Thomas to be one of the corners on this team. Terrell Burgess will be one of the safeties on this squad. And Caden Stearns will be one of the others. And our last signing out of free agency is going to be Matt Amendola to be our kicker. So, Dustin Hopkins, you're going to leave. We are not going to be keeping Bailey Zappi. And Pierre Strong is the last guy to cut to get to the roster limit. All right, let's go do a bunch of trades. Another reason I chose the Browns is because they are one of the teams that have never even been to a Super Bowl. So I get to build all of that together to try and put together a dynasty. Call me crazy, but I'm making Kenny Pickett my starting quarterback. And you can't tell me otherwise. Keely Ringo is going to become one of my starting outside cornerbacks. We're trading both of them for Jameis Winston. We're trading Jameis Winston and Juan Thornhill for Kenny Pickett, Keely Ringo, and a 7th round pick. We're trading Jameis Winston, Juan Thornhill for Kenny Pickett and Keely Ringo. Jameis Winston, Juan Thornhill, Cedric Tillman for Kenny Pickett and Keely Ringo. Elijah Moore, Juan Thornhill, and Jameis Winston for Kenny Pickett and Keely Ringo. Hey, there we go. Welcome back to the NFC North, Pickett. So looking at the trade block, the Patriots have this safety who is 6'3", 230 in star development. I don't know why you're putting him on the trade block, but I'm going to trade for this guy, and I'm going to use him a lot like the Ravens use, what's his name? Kyle Hamilton as a box safety. I don't think this will go through, but I'm going to try it anyway. Yeah, I didn't think so. The trade block has changed way too much. What about Jordan Hicks? I probably could have gotten more out of that. Okay, now, I know this isn't necessarily the best thing to do, but I said I didn't want anybody over a 75 overall. So I'm moving off of Myles Garrett. I'm trading him to a contender like he wanted to before he signed that massive deal and just said, yeah, no, I'll take the money. So I'm going to see if I can trade him to Houston for 3 first-round picks. Yes, sir. Denzel Ward needs to go to a team that is in desperate need of corners. The Falcons were the next highest team I could find because nobody had corner as their number one need. The Chiefs were the only one who had it at number two. I'm not giving it to the Chiefs, so he's going to Atlanta. Richie Grant's got star development? Yes, please. All right, Denzel Ward to Atlanta for Troy Anderson, who will become my new starting middle linebacker. Richie Grant, the second and 2/5. I am the trade master, baby. David Njoku, I'm going to send to the Giants for Daniel Bellinger, Evan Neal, Azeez Ojulari, a third, a fifth, and a seventh. Position matters depending on what kind of archetype your player is. If I don't remember seeing if the position was going to show up on the trade or not, but Azeez Ojulari was a left outside linebacker on the Giants defense. They run a different scheme than the Browns do, running a 4-3 instead of a 3-4. So to counteract that, I had to move Azeez to defensive end. So he's doing the exact same thing he was doing not in Cleveland, in New York, being a pass rusher. The linebackers I have in this defensive scheme are mainly pass coverage guys, which is something that I watch a lot of MMG. It's something that bothers me every time I watch him is that he will put pass coverage or pass rushing linebackers in pass coverage situations always in the middle, and it bothers me so much. So the way I plan to use my strong safeties is I think I am going to start you as the main guy, but when I do certain sets, he will come down into the box, and Richie Grant will be that safety that plays over the top, or depending on the play, uh, down in the nickel or dime area, playing that little flat corner or that flat zone. I don't think this is going to go through straight up. I'm going to see if they will give me Davis Mills for Dorian Thompson Robinson, because that's who I want to be my backup. Dorian Thompson Robinson and a seventh round pick in 2 years. Really? How about another player? There we go. Nick Chubb is going to go to a new team. The Raiders seem to be the team in need of most help for a running back, so we're going to see who I can snag off of them. It's a pretty decent haul, I would say. I know I could have gotten better picks for him. Don't tell me that I could have done better. I know I could have done better. Jerry Judy, I know you just got here, but you're out of here. Oh, I can make this work. There we go. I am loading up on draft picks, which is a good thing for me. Oh, I don't have any receivers, pretty much. Jake Bobo is staying. I don't care. I want to make him my deep threat. I'm a Seahawk fan, in case any of you didn't know. I want Jalen Hyatt. I watched him in college, and he was an absolute stud. I mainly saw him in that one game against Alabama where he had, I think, over 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. I want this man to be my starting wide receiver. Really? Okay, well, if I'm going to give you Grant Delpit as well, I got to get more out of this. All right, we're going to add Isaiah Simmons and a fourth round pick to this deal, and it went through. Okay. So Simmons, I'm not going to keep it strong safety. I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker, which in the defenses that I run typically uses to be the strong side, which means he will be more down on the line than anything else. So I'll have two kind of hybrid safety players on the field in some sets. I like to keep my rosters as accurate to real life as I can. So I keep the long snapper. This team had two. I kept the younger guy because he's also a rookie. So he should stay around longer than the guy who was a 10-year vet. I don't remember what his name was because I just cut him. But I'm keeping a long snapper because I don't like using actual offensive linemen on special teams. You have James Houston? Yeah, you're staying. He was on track to have. Well, he had 8 sacks in his rookie season, and I think he got hurt. And then he couldn't put it together in Cleveland, so they or not in Cleveland, in Detroit. So they let him go. But yeah, no, you are 100% staying on this team. Kobe Bryant is moving to free safety. Rodney McLeod is going to get cut. 46,000 XP in order to upgrade. That is insane. Divine Diablo is getting moved to right outside linebacker. He will be the linebacker that's on the field more than any of the guys except for Troy. See if I can just absolutely fleece the Cowboys on this. Oh, sometimes you just got to do things the hard way. There. So, I got Cavante Turpin and Jonathan Mingo. Mingo is going to be one of my starting receivers. Cavante, even though he's better, I don't intend to use him as a receiver at all. I like having someone who is a true return guy. That's what he is, even though I know he can be more than that. I miss the days when coaches would sign the guy and tell him, I don't care how deep it is in the end zone, you're taking it out. Instead of this, just not even touching the ball when it lands in the end zone. I hate it. Players like Percy Harvin or Cordarrelle Patterson. No, I don't want to cut him. Oh, I didn't mean to release him. Crap. Cordarrelle Patterson, Devin Hester, Percy Harvin. Who's another good return guy? That's all I can think of. Dante Hall. They were all guys who that coach is definitely telling them, you're taking it out. I don't care where you're grabbing it from. And I miss those days of the kick return. Right now, what I need is a third corner. Ooh. And Jeff Okuda fits that. That's tempting. Hidden dev free safety within the limits? And another wide receiver I can add to the room. Oh, they took it. I think everybody else, except for the D tackles who are above a 75, are going to be cut just because I have been sitting here for too long. I think this trade will go straight through. Yep. I already got plenty of picks. I really don't need any more. Ooh, Newsome. I forgot I wanted to trade him out too. I am grabbing an older guy for the offensive line, not because I want an older guy, but just because I want to have a guard player there already because I got to trade away Wyatt Teller. Left tackle is not going to be something easy to trade for. However, there is a rookie that I can develop. I don't know if they'll take it, but this might go through. No. I think that's also where Cosme is. Yeah, they don't need him at all. The one time I'm okay with trading with the Chiefs. I want the punt god. So a lot of the guys that I want gone are now gone, which is good for me. I gotta go mess with the depth chart. Deshaun Watson is the number 3 QB. I don't care. He's not good anymore. Oh, did I not pick up a left guard? Do I even have a left guard? Oh, there's no left guard on the team. Okay. I did not see that this guy was hidden development. I can't get rid of him. I guess I released the safety that I picked up in free agency because I kind of made him obsolete. I'm gonna pick the auto-generated rookies. Let's work on the scouts real quick. So we're gonna fire all of them because I want to hire my own scouts. Free agent scouts. The biggest thing out of my 3-star scout is I want him to be offensive line oriented. You can't win outside the trenches. You got no O line, you're not gonna do good. Okay, Jesse Dunn does both of the areas of the offensive line, but I want to see if I can find somebody who's good at offensive tackle and one of the defensive line spots out of the 3 stars. Okay, there's a 2-star, Connie Co. I'll pick you up. And since I have you, I will take Cindy Keller as well. Tarek Adkins for middle linebacker and corner. I really like that. I do want to get myself like a true starting outside set of corners that I can use with Ringo because I'm not letting Ringo not be a starter. Mason Sheets doing quarterback and safety. I like that. I think the fifth. I think my fifth guy also needs to be a 1-star. So I'm gonna see what I got going. Guadalupe Pena for defensive end and a running back is who I'm gonna do. Now I gotta pick their regions. So you are by far going to be the national. I'm gonna use you in the Midwest. You are going to be the Southeast. Corners and safeties, I'm gonna do Northeast, which leaves the West for corners and middle linebackers. All right, I'm gonna get upgrades to players, and I'm gonna call it there because I have been recording way longer than I wanted to. I have 2 upgrades on Amendola. Ooh, more accuracy? +4 out of all that. What does that give him? 73? Knowing that he's out of the 60s on that makes me feel better. Kenny Pickett's got 2. We're gonna field general both of them. +1 play action, 2 mid, 1 short, 1 throw on the run. Awareness, play action, and deep. Oh, his accuracies are all kind of good for as low of an overall as he is. It's going to be a lot of short passes out of him, but I am going to rely more on the run game than anything else. And then him having 81 speed, knowing I can scramble with him, makes me even happier. We're going to just keep you as a zone safety. Those are some good stat boosts. Keely Ringo. I run a lot more zone coverage than anything else. So doing zone coverage on these guys is going to be good, but he's still got a man coverage boost out of it anyway. James Robinson got an upgrade. Got to do power back. I want to turn this guy into the stud that he always was meant to be. That Urban Meyer ruined. I just got +3 pass block on Anthony Bradford. That is good. Ambry Thomas is probably not going to stay my starter because I want to draft 2 corners in this draft, but him being a placeholder is not a bad thing. Same with Jeff Okuda. James Houston is a 70 overall. I'm loving that. I'm gonna go power rusher on Mike Hall, who's out for. Oh, he'll be back for the start of the regular season. This thing not showing me that I had injured players is bothering me, so now I gotta look and see if I have any other injuries besides him. Both players will be back for next week. All right, that is going to call it for this video. We will be taking on the Dallas Cowboys in this next video. Now, this first season is probably not going to be very good. I do not play Madden 25 a whole lot, so trying to figure out the physics of the game, knowing that they switched it to a physics-based game, supposedly, instead of animation-based, it's going to take a little bit of time for me to figure it out. I'm going to try my best, but there's a likelihood that I do not end this season with a winning record. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.